changing the ways one relates to traumatic memories and beginning the healing process. The new documentary, Bastards Road, focuses on U.S. Marine combat vet John Hancock. He took a nearly 6,000-mile journey by foot in order to address and try to recover and heal from the mental toll of 8 years of combat. Oh, I thought we had a
no one else knows what we went through but them.
When John comes, he carries the grief too, but it's like, I'm not the only one. Like, I can share it with him.
These are strong individuals. They're not victims. They're survivors.
I'm so glad that we were able to run a little bit of the film right there. Struggling upon his return from service in Iraq, John began his walk really to confront his demons, but also in this effort, help his Marine brothers and sisters deal with their own traumas. John joins me now. And John, man, I cannot tell you how happy I am to lay eyes on you and get a chance to talk to you. Let me brag on you. Served in Iraq with the 2nd Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, which we know suffered the highest casualty rate in the Iraq War. Nicknamed the Magnificent Bastards in the First Battle of Ramadi in 2004. I want you to tell folks what it was like for you, returning home from that.
Returning home was difficult for me, and it was a fish out of water for me, and I had a real issue with it. So I immediately rolled, I was 2 weeks late for class. I rolled right into the University of Maryland and double majored in Arabic and Russian. As I'm going through it, I find the bars and I stop going to class. I start drinking more and more. There's one DUI. Almost a year to the day of the first one is the second one, followed in short order by a suicide attempt. And while I'm sitting in the Baltimore VA hospital in the psych ward, because that's what happens after you do this, I saw a man named Mike Vitti from Legacies Alive, and he had walked 1 kilometer for each person that was killed in Iraq or Afghanistan since the '01 kickoff. And it spoke to me, and I just wanted to do something like that, but I didn't know how. I was huge. I had been eating and drinking my feelings and my emotions for years. So I got on a mountain bike after I got out of the hospital and went from 308 to 198 pounds in about 10 months, and then decided, okay, now I can go walk across the country. And then I decided September 11th, 2015 at 1:15 in the morning. There's no time for that. I was just really excited to go. So I left and started walking, and ended up walking for 1 year, 3 months and a day, and ended December 12th, 2016 at the 5th Marines War Memorial on Camp Pendleton.
My God, how powerful. And along the way, you end up being joined by your fellow Marine brothers and sisters, sharing their stories, sitting with them, talking with them, seeing them, feeling heard by them, you hearing them. I mean, that was part of the powerful part of this journey, was the connection that you found.
Absolutely. And it was absolute catharsis all the way around. And to sit with Gold Star families and to learn about some of their sons and what those families are going through now, and for me to help give them stories that they'd never heard of some of their sons, was just truly healing. And to see us really linked together and realize that our support network is larger than we ever imagined.
Far larger. The other thing that I think I can see as being hugely impactful for you was the solitude of your walk, right? The solitude, and there's something very healing about the world and nature away from mankind, right? Talk to me about that effect it had on you.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And there's nothing uniquely groundbreaking about the healing power of the outdoors. But to be in it and to be alone, I was really faced with my memories. I was really faced with combating them. And at some point I realized I couldn't combat them anymore, and I had to start reliving them and re-accessing them so that I had the ability to remember those memories and not have them be debilitating. And it kind of turned into this cognitive behavioral therapy idea for myself as I was, pushing 30 miles a day with 70 pounds on my back. It's an arduous process. And then to use that amount of physicality to access each memory, I was really helping myself.
Yeah. Really were. I mean, talk about moving ambulatory cognitive behavioral therapy. You know, I think your voice is perfect for this conversation about, as we go into Memorial Day weekend, and I think so many hearts and minds are on our veterans, the lives that were given for our freedom. What do you think the civilian public is missing in our understanding about what it is like to be a returning vet?
The derision and anonymity, and the solitude. And we tend to, and I know I do this, is I tended for a long time to not speak out. And so what I hope this film does is that it gives veterans the unconscious ability to start talking about their own experiences. And it gives the civilian populace a very intimate look into my life. And it's real, it's raw, it's uncut. I don't hold any punches, and we talk about all the bad things and the good things. But you need to see it all so that you understand that it's far more complex than just he went over and did a job and came home.
Right. What those encounters that you have with people, you know, I think oftentimes we struggle to know what to say, right, to a vet that has returned home, or somebody that has been in the service for a long time, and we think, okay, I want to say thank you for your service. Does that feel empty? Does it feel hollow to you, John?
Yeah, you're not wrong in that. And actually, I'm gonna give you a little bit of something here from the veteran community that I probably shouldn't say. But we make fun of, as veterans from the global war on terrorism generation, we make fun of thank you for your service. We don't make fun of you, and we don't make fun of you giving us that. We make fun of ourselves and how we respond to it, because you have to think about it from two sides, right? On the combat side of the house, for our combat veterans, well, what are you thanking me for? Are you thanking me for killing a kid, not being able to save my brother, watching my brother die and not being able to do anything about it? And then on the opposite side of the house, the ones that never saw combat, the ones in support networks or in supporting roles in the military, are you thanking me for not getting to go to combat? Are you thanking me for not doing my job to the fullest extent?
Right.
And so it becomes awkward on all sides.
Sure.
Right, absolutely.
So, help us understand what a better
Right.
way to see you, to hear you, to acknowledge what you've been through. Help us here.
Drop thank you for your service altogether. It's trite, and I think it's overplayed. And bring back welcome home. Bring it back, and bring veterans back, guys and gals, back into the fold of society, and truly give them the opportunity and the knowledge that they are lauded and that they are respected, and that, you know, we need to give them the opportunity to progress and grow. And in doing so, we allow that veteran to unconsciously feel at home.
You believe you had to do this walk. You saw it as a necessity. It wasn't a nice to do, how cool would it be? It felt like an absolute have to for you.
Had I not done this walk, I promise you I wouldn't be on this earth right now.
John, this film is called Bastards Road. I think it's going to be incredibly powerful for so many people. How do you feel after having viewed it? Because I know it's a different thing to live it and then to see it in celluloid. How did you react to it?
Well, I'm in a weird position. I've gotten to see a lot of iterations of the film as it was going through, as kind of being a consulting producer on this thing. I was able to kind of see it. However, once I finally saw it, and we premiered it at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival last year in 2020 before COVID hit, to see the amount of civilian support for it was amazing. And for people to realize and then to say, you know, I didn't know any of this. I think that's a great starting point. Sure. And I think as we go into Memorial Day, I think it's very key that we understand, yeah, absolutely. Have your barbecues, have your beer, sit by the pool, get on the lake, do whatever you do, and absolutely do that. And I support that fully. But never forget that this is one of America's most sacred holidays, and that this holiday comes from a place of loss, and that for some of us, Memorial Day is every day. Yeah. And so I urge you, while you're having this fun this weekend, and you absolutely should, invert a glass, tip a chair, and allow those men and women who couldn't be here to sit at your table with you.
Bastards Road is available streaming and on demand, and I strongly encourage you to see it. You're luckier in Phoenix, because I'd run over there and give you a big old bear hug right now, John.
I'd take it.
Well, you just have one for when you get to LA. I promise you that, and maybe a couple more. Thank you for this conversation. I think you've done more here to heal than you maybe even know.